Fuck from the back and be driving her crazy, gripping her neck as I tell her to take it. Pussy so pretty that I put my face in it. She eat the kids up when she eat the kids.
And those are people, the ones that take it away from society. That's the ones we're talking about right here. Because those people right here, those are the ones that come up and have the hate you parties. You know what I mean? They figure out how we're gonna set this person up. You know what I mean? Like people like the last incident we was talking about before. They flew out the country. You know what I mean? With a person they knew they didn't like. They knew they didn't like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, we hate you club.
Right.
To purposely beat her up.
Right.
And now she's no longer with us.
That much energy. I'm sorry to say this, and y'all can be off topic again, but y'all can. I didn't know black people move like that.
People in general.
No, not people in general. I'm dead serious. I didn't know
like
black
to plot
people.
Something
right.
so crazy.
Like usually with us, if we had beef, if we had we talked about this in previous episodes. When we had beef with this is why it's just a fucking whole new generation, it's a new world we living in. Because 80s babies. We don't fuck with you like we don't fuck with you.
We don't fuck with you.
There's no pretending.
No.
And if there's beef, you know there's beef.
Yes.
You know when I see you on the street, it's going to be a problem.
Right.
On site.
On site.
There is no plotting.
No.
There is no, I mean, unless
set
you.
Up. Unless it's some, I mean, people do those setup things, but not on such elaborate, plane. Like, y'all spent a lot of money to set her up. Y'all got a private villa to set her up. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. I just didn't know we moved like that.
And I'm praying for her family.
I didn't know that we honestly, like you watch the ID channel, it's mostly
clear people.
And I always sat there and thought, like, and we've had that discussion.
Well, maybe, but what I'm going to say is, for one, we see mostly non-black and brown people because we never get anywhere near the media coverage or help.
And that's why I was going to be going to. Yeah.
We should get. We're disproportionately actually going missing and just not getting the coverage that we deserve. For one. So, of course, we're not going to see as many stories on, publicized and things like that. But at the same time, the stories that we do see,
I just, the griminess in this, the what it took for you, like, I never hated somebody.
That's about to say, how do you hate somebody that much, though?
Because just think about that conversation. Yo, we're going to bring so-and-so on this trip.
Right.
What the fuck you mean? No.
We always say that. Nobody intervened and said, yo, this does not sound
right.
Like, why?
Why?
You don't even fuck with her like that.
Right. Like I'm not going. I'm not going. Like,
yo, like, if you literally came to me and you told me you had beef with somebody that bad, I would honestly look you in your eyes and I would ask you, did they hurt Julian? Did they hurt one of your children?
Right.
That's what I would ask you, because that's the only level of hate that I could see.
Right.
Where if you honestly came to me and you're hurt and you saying these people hurt your baby, then we might not probably gonna set her up. But I'm gonna try to help you get through this, and we gonna do something.
Right. But we not spending $8,000 to go to Cancun to a villa to stay 2 nights.
They're supposed to stay longer.
But that's what I'm saying. But y'all stayed 2 nights to beat this girl the fuck up, to murder this girl. Allegedly. Like y'all didn't even wait. Allegedly.
I mean, they did lock her up though.
Like y'all didn't even wait
until you're not guilty in America until you are.
Y'all didn't even go through. I'm trying to enjoy my vacation first. Like at least let us enjoy vacation. Like y'all didn't even do nothing. Y'all literally, that was the whole like.
But that's not the only story like that. I just listened to a story on the Black podcast. These 2 black girls, the sisters, they did a podcast about the same type of situation that took place. I want to say 1999 or something like where a friend supposedly stole another friend's money, and So they all decided they was gonna call her over and make it seem like it was a party. The women took a turn beating her up, and then the men took a turn beating her up. Then they stuffed her in the closet, and she was still alive, so they were trying to figure out what they was going to do with her. They left her in there so long, by the time they went back in there, she had died. So now they had to just get rid of the body. And these were black people, and I sat there in the car listening to it in disbelief.
Like that gang mentality. Like what makes you? First of all, that it sounds like a bunch of followers. It's like a bunch of followers.
I was thinking that.
Like none of y'all got enough sense to be like.
Nah, son, this ain't
right.
Good. That's one of the biggest stories. That's one of the biggest lessons I taught my daughter is don't be the coward.
Right.
Like you gonna lose friends, you're gonna make some enemies, you're gonna have people pissed off, but have the strength to stand up and say no. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm not rolling with that. Nah, that's not cool. Have the strength, and most people don't. Well, that's where all the peer pressure comes from. Because I don't have the heart to say, Khalil, nah, that's not.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. That's a hard no for me.
Right.
I'm.
But people have such a hard time.
I've never dealt with peer pressure.
I
think it's because I've been such a loner, and like behind the scenes, I just stated like when I came out as bisexual, I lost like 5 friends. Like they tried to say.
Had 6.
They tried to. they tried to say. Well, like honestly, she's right. When you're honestly correct. I did only have 6. You're absolutely correct because I had 5 friends, and then I had my friend Trina, and Trina was away in college. And they tried to say it was because of my attitude, like the way I had an attitude problem. But it just so happened right before before this attitude problem came up, I had said that I was bisexual. Nobody wanted to hang out with me no more. The girl that owed me money didn't even want to give me the money back. That like she wouldn't even meet me to give the money back to her.
Damn. That's
so
standout. That's like
right. So for me,
a wall and a half.
Being alone came on very early in my life. Like so I never had, like that was literally when I was 18 years old, telling females that I was hanging out with that I was like that. And I was automatically shunned. So I had to, especially in high school. In high school I was alienated because I was teased so bad. Like I was the dark skinned girl, uneven toned skin. So I was teased.
Like 3 minutes.
I was teased, but we're on there. I was teased so bad. So for that, you automatically, there is no peer pressure in that. I have to learn how to stand on my own. So everything that I'm trying
because you're not trying to fit in the group nowhere, it's just you.
Right.
Because I'm already out the group.
There's no group for me to fit into.
Right.
I'm already out the group.
Right. The peer pressure comes from the group. When you're trying to fit in, you're trying to be in that cool crowd. You finally got some friends. It's like all want to be down. So now you got a choice. If I do this, I'm in. If I don't, I might be out of there, and I might not have no friends. And I gotta go through the next 6 months or a year finding new friends, or having them ostracize me and criticize me because I made that decision.
Right, and I never had. So for me, there's never been a follow. I am the leader.
Right.
I'm my own.
I set my own trends. I move to my own way.
Like y'all forced me to be this way.
Right.
And now as an adult, I can say, thank God.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that kind of lesson came to me because I always, like a lot of places I went, I was the oldest. I was the oldest out of my brothers. I moved to a different place. I was older than those people. Then I come back to like cities and the people that I do meet, I'm older than them. And so I wasn't say that I was the leader, but I was just older. So
more experience.
Right, and then on top of that, I still had to infiltrate their friend group because they had already been family, friends, that had been together.
Right.
So once high school hit, I had already established my friends, but I was still older. So once I hit the high school, it changed a little bit because now I'm with a different group of people. now trying to fit in, but I was still kind of outside because I came from Atlantic City, and still people still call me Country Floyd because of my accent and all that. So I was just, all right, whatever, just And then next, I ended up going away to the Army by myself, and that's when it really hit.
It's only you.
Right.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and not do shit, because I don't know nobody. I'm still going to sport. I went to El Paso. I was going to the movies. I got lost in El Paso going to movies by myself. Like, I remember, I was talking to somebody the other day. It was like, I've been so many places by myself. Like, yo, that's crazy.
That's dope at the same time.
And it's scary. Thinking back. Right. Because of the things I did. I went to Puerto Rico by myself.
That's the greatest thing I've ever done so far. Not the great. Yeah, that is one of the greatest things I've done is travel by myself.
Yeah, that puts you, so you going out there, that puts you in a whole nother level. You're in a whole place by yourself.
In a whole nother place, Denver by myself.
So just imagine, I was in South Korea, you know what I mean, traveling. Like, we wasn't allowed to really do a lot by ourselves, but still, I'm in that country by myself, so I would still do things. So then,
how about you, Carlita, with the following?
Being following?
Well, because you're obviously